Hi guys, it's Rachel. Today is November 17th. It's a Wednesday. It's a beautiful day outside here at New Westminster, and it's currently 10:30 a.m. and I'm looking for a spot where I could film my new case study to share with you all. But I also thought that it would be a good idea to show you around the neighborhood. New Westminster is a beautiful city that is 20 or 30 minutes away from Vancouver. The views here are just spectacular. I'm looking at the bridge right now, and I just thought that aside from just showing you the case study and being technical with the whole process, I want you to get to know Vancouver for how I see it through my lens, and maybe this might instill some sort of hope for you to pursue your education if you've been putting it off. New Westminster is such a beautiful city. There are a lot of quaint shops, coffee shops around. I'm walking by a park which is right beside the water, and it's so relaxing, you know? Okay, I think I found my spot. Hopefully the background noise is not too loud, but like just look at this view. The main challenge that I see students face when it comes to their study permit application has always been preparing and writing their study plan. A study plan is commonly referred to as a statement of purpose letter or a letter of explanation. A good study plan is often well written, well documented, straight to the point, and is persuasive, whereas a poorly written study plan is one that is unclear, too general, lacks evidence, and is unpersuasive. From the POV of a visa officer, they review many study permit applications on a daily basis. This means they may spend very little time on each application. So it's a good idea to make the visa officer's decision easier if you have a well-written study plan. With that, let me talk about another study permit refusal case wherein the student prepared a poorly written study plan which led to her refusal. So hopefully we can learn a thing or two about this case. And with that, let's begin with the facts. Alright, so our student is originally from India, but she applied for her study permit from Abu Dhabi. She applied to and was accepted at University Canada West for the MBA program. In January 2019, she made her first study permit application, which was refused sometime afterwards. She submitted another study permit application, but was refused again on September 10th, 2019. So that's 2 strikes on her study permit application. She immediately asked the visa officer to reconsider their refusal decision, but shortly after, on October 24th, 2019, the visa officer returned with yet another refusal. Ouch. But guys, this woman is very persistent, and I admire that about her because she reapplied a year after, in August 2020, for her 3rd study permit application. Her file was sent to another visa officer for review, and well, we already know where this is heading. Unfortunately, the visa officer rejected her 3rd study permit application yet again. And my guess is because of her streak of refusals in the past, it may have impacted her recent application. Now, a big factor in her last refusal was because of her poorly written study plan. So what did she mention there that led to her refusal? Well, it started off okay, as she did mention that her MBA program will improve her leadership, risk management, and other business skills. She also wanted to start her own business and eventually return to Canada to improve her family's plantation business. It looks promising, right? But the weird thing here is that she had an employment offer that was unrelated to her MBA program. And she proceeded with adding more fluff on how she thinks that the Indian economy will improve between 2022 to 2023. Like, huh? If you're confused as I'm saying this, you're not alone. So as I'm reading this case study, it feels as if she just kind of threw things together in hopes that something will stick. As per the GCMS notes, this is what the visa officer had to say. And might I quickly add, for those of you that don't know GCMS notes, It's kind of like a notepad where visa officers can write their remarks or comments about an applicant's application. In a refusal letter, it usually contains generic statements as to why your application was refused. It could be based on finances, or that the officer wasn't convinced that you would leave Canada at the end of your authorized stay, all that fun stuff. But the GCMS notes is a deep dive into those reasons. So it's really helpful if you request GCMS notes, especially after a refusal, as it can help you in your reapplication if you intend to apply again. Anyway, I digress, but this is what the visa officer had to say. First, her research on the Indian economy and the business that she wants to start really had no bearing on her MBA program. She made sweeping generalizations about the economy, and her optimism is speculative at best. She said that she spoke to current UCW students, but even I don't know how this is relevant. And in terms of writing, her wording used first-person statements, but then it switched to the second person. This suggests that she may have copied and pasted information from other sources. Yeah, let's not do that, okay? Aside from that, there were a lot of unfinished thoughts due to sentence fragments, spelling, and stylistic errors, and the content of the study plan did not even match the heading. What that means is that your heading could be about dogs, but your content or the body is talking about cats. While there were other reasons that may have led to her refusal, the focal point was the applicant's unclear study plan. It was just messy and vague. It gave very little personal details about her. She provided little to no evidence to support her statements, which eventually led to her refusal. She did appeal her last study permit application to the federal court, but long story short, the judge agreed with the visa officer. And these are the reasons why the judge agreed. Her study plan was not convincing, as it did not explain how the MBA program at UCW will benefit her in her future employment. Most of the information stated on that study plan was more about the school and the program, as opposed to how the program actually benefits her. The study plan also provided surface level information, and it appears as if it was written by someone else. In short, the judge reaffirmed all of the visa officer's reasons for the refusal, and with that, the case was dismissed. So what can we learn from the case? Number one, your study plan can be the deal maker or breaker in your study permit application. And honestly, it's better to have than not have this, as this is your chance to explain your motivations that the visa officer may not see in your application forms or supporting documents. It's basically the piece that ties everything together to make the decision process easier for the visa officer reviewing your file. And also, in case of a refusal, your study plan can be your saving grace, as I have seen some refusal cases where the judge did agree with the applicant because they had a well-written study plan. Number two, write your own study plan. I see a lot of people getting their SOP written by someone else, such as a ghostwriter or an agent, and it's quite common to get a rejection if you have someone else writing your life for you. I mean, if this was a medical concern, you are in the best position to describe what you're feeling to the doctor so that you can get a proper diagnosis. And the same goes for immigration. Moreover, a visa officer simply does not have the time nor the bandwidth to go over each application form and supporting document to fill the gap for you. That's why your study plan is so vital for them, because it gives them a better narrative of who you are, why you want to study in Canada, and most importantly, it's also your chance to explain discrepancies in your application that a visa officer may consider as a red flag, such as your study gap, age, finances, and the like. Third and lastly, provide as much evidence as possible to support your study plan. Honestly, fluff is just fluff without evidence, but with evidence, fluff becomes a convincing statement. Relating this back to the case study, if, for example, she wanted to start a business back home, simple evidence could be providing a business plan, and she could relate her business plan to some of the entrepreneurial courses from her MBA program. Or if she provided a job posting requiring an MBA for a promotion, that could be used as evidence as well. And lastly, if she wanted to improve her family's plantation business, she could justify how some of the courses from her MBA program could be used to improve certain aspects of the business, such as accounting, marketing, or the like. The key point here is evidence, so make sure to show enough to support your statements. Anyway, the battery on my camera died, but that's it. that's all I have for today. If you found this video helpful or useful, it would really mean a lot to me if you could like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. As for me, I'm going to continue my lovely walk around New Westminster. And for you guys, I hope that you are all doing well. Thank you again for watching. Be safe and be kind. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.